Welcome back to the shed. Right, today we are running through my top 5 tools that I think all beginner DIYers, woodworkers need in their arsenal just to get started really. So let's just jump straight into it. We need a cutty thing, a bashy thing, a drilly thing, a measuring thing, and a squaring thing. That's the bog standard what you need. Tool brands, that sort of thing, not really going to matter, to be honest, when you're first starting out. The only thing personally I would invest in slightly more heavily than the rest is a drill, because you do get what you pay for with power tools as such. And personally, I invested in a good set of DeWalt cordless tools. It came in a bundle, but you can buy these individually. You can buy smaller battery versions. It's up to you what brand you get. I'm not affiliated to any of these brands. I'm just showing you what I've got and what I started with really, and what you can start with to pretty much crack on with all your day-to-day DIY jobs. If you want to see some bigger tools that I've picked up over the past year or so, which I've managed to get second hand and not break the bank, please stick around to the end of the video, and there's a little bit of bonus content at the end. Okay, so your cutty things, your saws. As I say, they come in all shapes and sizes. These are my two most commonly used saws, hand saws. This is an all-purpose saw, bigger teeth. This is a tenon saw. This is for more detailed work, for cutting joints and that sort of thing, or just if you want to get a slightly finer cut, there's slightly smaller, finer teeth on it. Will give you a smoother finish and a finer cut. You can also use your saw as a straight edge. Got a nice straight edge on here. On most general purpose saws, the handle will actually give you a 90-degree angle there, and this one also gives you a 45, which most of them do, some of them don't. So it can also be used to mark out angles, which is really handy. Next up, we've got the hitty thing. It's my hammer. Again, as I say, I'm not affiliated with any brands. This is just my go-to choice. This is actually a Stanley anti-vibe handle claw hammer. This will see you through pretty much any DIY job you need. Yes, you can get specific hammers for specific jobs, but for the most part, a standard claw hammer will see you through most of what you will be doing in DIY. Apologies guys, it is sweltering in here today, so I can't really hide it. I'm dripping with sweat. Pretty horrible, so we're going to keep this quite short. Next up is the drill. Again, like I say, this came part of a this was a combo set that I bought, a DeWalt cordless and brushless motors. The brushless motors is just it, they last longer, is it. As I say, I bought this set because I want it to last. I invested in it quite heavily, as I just wanted a set that's going to see me through for the next, ideally 10 years or so would be great. I'm not working with it every single day, so it's not going to wear out anywhere near as much as a professional who would be using their tools every single day, non-stop. The non-brushless versions of these I have used in the past. They're still quite good drills. They're great DIY drills. DeWalt are kind of a middle to top end brand. Their higher end tools do compete up there with the pro models of you know, the likes of all the other brands, but they do a very good DIY level entry drill, which I shall put a link to at the bottom of this video. Now your drill can serve many purposes. As you can see, I've just got a standard drill bit in here at the minute. So just for drilling holes. You can also put screwdriver bits in here and use it as a drill driver. This one actually is a hammer drill combi as well. So I can turn it on to the hammer setting, and it will give me a bit of a hammer drill. I wouldn't advise using them solely as a hammer drill, but it certainly does give you that functionality if you need it. So a lot of these drills will also come with a torque setting on them. So as I say, you can switch it to the hammer setting, or you can switch it if you're driving in screws or anything like that. You can set it to a torque setting, which just means you're not going to just power a screw straight through a bit of timber. If it's slightly softer timber, you can set a limit on it, and it will restrict how much power you're driving into that screw. And last but not least, we've got our measuring devices. Now these, I've put these in together with the combination square because, well, as you can see, there's numbers on it. You can use this to measure as well. Your go-to would be a tape. Realistically, as a beginner DIY, your go-to is going to be a standard tape measure. You can fix one end on, hold a pencil onto it and draw a radius if you wanted to. You know, everyone needs a tape measure in their arsenal.
Just to clarify, the word there was arsenal. I could have said tool bag, I could have said tool kit. No, I chose to say
other options. You can get a steel rule. Upside of this, you can use it as a good straight edge, but obviously you're limited to length. And then you look at your combination square. So your combination square, equally, you've got a steel rule on here that you can remove and use independently. Ooh, if I can undo that, I've tightened that up a little bit much. So you can take that, use that as an independent steel rule, or then you can slot it back in, and then you've got precise measurements that you can lock it off at and get a nice straight 90 degree angle and a 45 degree angle on the other side. The other bonus of this is that it comes with a level. So I was going to put a spirit level on this list. However, if you're starting out and you don't want to be investing too much, this combination square is brilliant because you can get your steel rule, you can get your angles, and you get a spirit level all in one. And most of them will come with a little scribe as well, so that you can mark out where you need to cut, which is ideal.
As a little bonus, here are a few tools that I bought second hand, and there's just proof that you don't have to break the bank to set up a little workshop. So this is a little pillar drill that I bought off of Facebook Marketplace, which is my go-to place for second-hand tools at the minute. I'm pretty sure this only cost me about 30 quid. Yeah, I'm aware it's not the greatest model. It's only a little piddly thing. However, if it allows me to make consistently straight holes if I'm doing some precision work, then it certainly does the job and does it pretty well. This is actually one of quite a few vintage hand planes I picked up as a job lot from a guy who was doing something very similar and setting up a little workshop, but he got a bit fed up with them. I think he'd bought too many and was getting rid of some of them. He didn't want all of them, so I think I picked up about 5 of these, various sizes. So I've got this one. This is my most commonly used one, and then I also have this coffin style jack plane as well. And I'm pretty sure I picked a lot of them up for about 20 quid. And I've got my 10-inch table saw over here. Now this one, in hindsight, I actually overpaid for. The guy had bought it and it was actually still brand new in the box. He had never actually opened it. He bought it and then never opened it and never used it. However, given it was second hand, I think I actually spent about 150 quid on this, which I should have done my research. This was the first kind of big second-hand tool item I bought, and to be honest, in hindsight, it wasn't worth anywhere near that amount, but you live and you learn, and it's certainly serving its purpose at the minute. And then last but not least is my little shop vac, which annoyingly I've recently discovered actually takes little disposable bags, which I didn't realise when I bought it, but I think I only picked it up for about 15 quid. So, you know, for the cost of a couple of bags, and then I'm going to hook it up to a Cyclone little dust collection system, and so I shouldn't be getting through the bags at any rate anyway. But yeah, it was definitely worth the money. Please comment below if there's anything you want to see particularly on this channel. I want this to be a community-based channel, and I'd like to help people out. So if there's anything you want to know about, or if there's anything you want me to review or anything like that, please let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see what I can do in future videos. There you have it. Those are my top 5 tools that I believe you need to get started as a beginner in DIY and woodworking. So please subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.